What's up? What's going on, y'all? How are y'all doing tonight? Y'all, I got some information to give you guys. I cannot believe what happened. So I'm going to tell you. So let me know where you are from in the chat. So I'm just glad to be on here and give y'all an update on what's going on. So, the other day I was telling you guys that I had applied for the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card and I had got denied and I had got a letter in the mail. And so I was telling you guys that. And then I was thinking about applying for the American Express Hilton Honor Surpass. So I had did that. So technically I had applied for them back to back. So we're going to talk about everything. So just let me know where you're from. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's kind of chilly here today and windy, but the sun is out. So I love it. But yep. So let me know what's going on, y'all. I'm going to share my screen here in a bit because y'all, I just cannot believe it in one way that one, I had got denied for the Capital One Venture Rewards, but then they had approved me for the Capital One Venture. And then so I did finally get on the phone with them. But then I had applied for the American Express Hilton Honor Surpass. So here, let me share my screen with y'all. Oh man, hold on. Let me see. Let me share. Okay. Let's see who we have in here. Let's see. We got Ike in here. What's up, Ike? How are you doing? So glad that you were able to join. Thank you so much. What's going on? I do not want to mispronounce your name, but thank you so much for joining. What's up, Rod from Points Blank Travel? How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Rod, oh my goodness. Wait till you hear what happens. Rod, I don't know if you had watched the video where I had applied for the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card because I've been looking to apply for a new travel credit card. And so I had narrowed it down to the Capital One Venture Rewards, and I had also picked the American Express Hilton Honor Surpass. So I had went on and applied. And so you guys, what I did, I actually applied for them back to back. So in the same day, and I had got denied for the Capital One Venture Rewards, but they had ended up approving me for the venture for $3,000 and I declined it. And then I ended up getting a letter in the mail. And so I'm going to show you guys the letter here in a minute. So what's up, T? ATL in the building. What's going on? Not too far. It's like, what, a 40-minute airplane ride for me. So that's pretty cool. And then Points Blank said, no, I'm far. Yeah, you'll have to check it out. But we're going to talk about it today. So here, let me share my screen with you guys. Let me see. Okay. So I had applied for the Capital One Venture Rewards. And so here is what they were saying. So they had denied me, stating that when they ran my credit, they saw that I had applied for one or more other trade lines in the last 24 months. And so when I took a look at it, I believe it was actually 3 credit cards, 3 or 4, I think, that I had applied for. So it wasn't that many because I don't recall anybody stating that Capital One had restrictions on how many credit cards you can apply for within a 24-month period, like Chase does. So Chase has the 5 and 24. You can apply for 5 personal credit cards within a 24-month period. So I was like, whoa. But see, the thing is, they had still approved me for the venture reward. So if you're stating that you had denied me, then why would you approve me for the other card? So I declined the offer. So you already know I was kind of upset that I had ended up getting that inquiry, because as soon as I had applied, I got the inquiry on my credit report and I got the email. So I knew that it happened. But then now I don't even have a credit card to go along with it. So now that means really in a 24-month period, then maybe, I don't know if that's going to take me to 5. I'm going to have to count it because I believe it was 3 credit cards within a 24-month period, if I'm not making a mistake, because I can't remember. So I'm just like, dang. What's up, Nino? I'm so glad that you were able to join the live. Thank you so much. I hope that you're having a good day at work. Yeah. Okay, so let me share my screen again. So they had denied me for that. So my credit scores were actually good because my credit score was between a 751 to a 758. But on here, they pulled my Equifax, but they pulled all of my credit scores. So that was one of the questions that they got. So here is my Equifax, but I had an inquiry on my Experian as well because, I get the emails for Experian. And I could go over to the TransUnion, but I'm pretty sure they pulled all of them. But on here, it says that they had pulled my Equifax and it said it was a 725. But what's so crazy is before I had applied, I had pulled all of my credit scores, and I believe my Equifax was the highest credit score at a 258. So I was just like, wow, that's crazy. But so I ended up calling them because I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to get the card that I declined. And so when I called and they said that I'm not going to get the card that I declined, but I said, well, I don't really understand why I had got denied, and then they had approved me for the other one. And then she was stating that, well, the cards have different tiers, and even though I didn't qualify maybe for the venture rewards, that I qualified for the venture. So that's what she said. But she never asked me if I still wanted to go ahead and get the venture one, since I had declined it. So that was it. What's up, Frederick? How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. And so really in the same day I had applied for the American Express. So here, let me share my screen. So I said, because I was just like, well, I can apply for 2 credit cards, because what happened is the venture card, it had a 4,000 minimum spend, and then the Hilton Honor Surpass had a 2,000. So I'm just like, I can get a 2,000 minimum spend in no time. And so when I had went on my computer, it said that it had 130,000 Hilton Honor bonus points. But see what happened, y'all, I had ended up going, so I was on another computer. I had went on another computer and I was looking, and it had 150,000 points. So I would say it's kind of similar to me being in the what do they call that? The incognito mode. I guess similar to me being in incognito. And so when I saw it, so here let me share this one. Oh yeah. So you can see right here on the right-hand side, it had 150,000 Hilton Honor bonus points. So I was just like, oh my God, this one has 30,000 bonus points on it. I'm going to go ahead and apply. So when I had applied, you can see right here, it says that I was not eligible for the welcome offer of 150,000 bonus points. And y'all, I was so disappointed. So I called American Express, because I was just like, wow, it didn't technically say I was declined. It just said I couldn't get this offer. And so I kind of really feel like the only reason, I feel like if I would have applied not in kind of like an incognito mode, I really feel like I would have got approved, because it would have just been for the 130,000 bonus points. But since I was kind of in the incognito, then it's saying that I would not be eligible. And so what I did, I ended up calling American Express because I'm just like, wow, I didn't know that, they would do anything like that. And so he was just like, so I called and I'm just like, well, I applied for this one and it didn't say I was denied, but it said I couldn't get the welcome offer. And I'm just like, what's kind of going on? And he was saying, well, you had applied for two other credit card. Well, he was just like, well, when was the last time you applied for a credit card? I was like, well, the last American Express credit card I had applied for was the American Express everyday card, and that was in December of 2021. Y'all. And then he gonna say, well, you did apply for the American Express Blue Business Cash card, and I want to say, I think it was May of 2022. So he said I had applied for that one. And he said, so he was just like, well, just try again, maybe like a little bit later. And so when he said that, I was just like, you know what? I think that the only reason I got denied is because I had went on kind of like in the incognito. And so if I would have applied for it and it had the 130,000 bonus points, then probably I would have got it. Because you know how sometimes when you go onto the American Express site, it has different you know how it'll have different kind of offers, but then when you go to apply, sometimes it'll give you better offers, but then sometimes it might not give you better offers. So let's see, what did Nino say? Nino said avoid Capital One like the Black Plague. And you know what? The only reason I had applied for the Capital One is because I didn't have any Capital One credit cards, and I'm just like, let me give it a try. Miss Dalton said, hey, Tasha, American Express did that to me too. I had received a bonus offer with the green card, the gold card, and the platinum card between 2021 and 2022. They started to get stingy. She said they started to get stingy with those bonus offers after a while. Dang. Now, Miss Dalton, you'll have to let me know, out of the green, the gold, and the platinum, which one is your favorite American Express credit card? Because, on the one hand, I really like the gold card for the 4 times the points on dining and groceries. But I like the platinum card because I like a lot of the other bonuses, because I have Audible, I have Sirius Music. So a lot of those are like within my natural spending. But see, on the American Express Gold card, the restaurants and then the Uber, that's not really in my every month natural spending compared to with the American Express Platinum card. But see, I'm just like, I'm not ready for no $650 annual fee. So, so I'm just like, I don't know. Ike said I had the same issue when I applied for the Blue Cash Preferred card, and the rep told me customers can only receive 2 bonus per account. Wow, I did not know that. So then how do people have so many American Express credit cards? Now, are they not getting the offers? Because would you apply for a credit card that you wouldn't get an offer for? I don't know that I would apply for a credit card that I wouldn't get an offer for. I don't know. I would have to think about that. Okay, Miss Dalton said the rose go every day. Dang, I gave the platinum up. The annual fee wasn't worth it for me anymore. Wow, that's good. But of course, on year 1, I'm sure that it was pretty good, because even with the American Express Gold card, I would say really any card for the first year, it's always going to be worth it, because you're going to have the bonus, whatever kind of bonus offer. So it's going to be good. But then on the second year, especially if it has an annual fee, are you going to be able to justify that the second year? And see, that's what I look at it. I try to look at it for the first year, the second year, and beyond. And so that's why I'm just like, I don't know. Because especially for the first year, the gold is going to be good for me. And see, because I was kind of saying, like, I like the gold, but it's like sometimes I don't see it how everybody else sees it. It is a good card, but it doesn't meet all of my requirements all the way. Because you only get 1 times a point for gas, but I'm gonna get 4 times the points for dining, which is what I want, and then groceries, and I can take it for groceries, but more so dining for me. But the $250 credits is not really gonna be, I'm not gonna really be getting it. So I feel like for me, it doesn't necessarily have to be for anybody else. I really want it to be, like, is it going to be within my natural spending? And so for the platinum, a lot of those offers are within my natural spending, but not for the gold. So, what's up, Miss DC? How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Let's see. Miss Dalton said, I did get approved for the Hilton Surpass. Whoa, but only for $1,000 limit. They gave me they gave me an increase without me asking. So that's always good that you get the increase. But Miss Dalton, you'll have to let me know, because I know that you said that you had applied for the green, gold, and platinum between 2021 and 2022. When did you apply for the did you still get the offer for the Surpass? You'll have to let me know. And then she says that for my lifestyle, the gold card is good. For my lifestyle, I would say for the 4 times the points for dining, that would work for me. But like the other things, the credit is not going to work for me. So let's see. We got Sledge Inc. Y'all definitely have to go over to his channel. And he says, I think the max is 130,000 for the Surpass right now. Yeah. And see, really, I'm just like, and see, normally I don't even know that oh man, she said she did not get the offer for the Surpass. And dang, you still took the, oh my God. See, that's what I was saying. I don't know that, because see, the thing is, I feel like I was approved on the one hand. I could have got approved for the card, but I was not going to be eligible for the offer. And I'm just like, well, if I'm not going to be eligible for the offer, I really don't want it. So I did not. So I didn't. So I said, cancel the application. I was just like, nope, I'm not going to do it. And so, but when I called American Express, he told me that maybe I could call back. And so I really feel like, but see, from what you're saying now, I don't know. Because see, originally I was thinking that the reason that I got denied is because technically I had went on the incognito. I had did it there. But see, I should have went ahead and applied, because I believe they did have the offer for everybody. And then I didn't. I was kind of playing around, y'all. And I didn't. And then when I saw it on the other page for the 150, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. So I'm just going to kind of wait around. Let me see. D said, I got 145K for the Hilton business, but that offer ended. So D, are you saying that you had applied for the American Express Hilton business card after the 3rd and you still got the 145,000? Because I think that's what you're saying. Let me see. Ike says, I was looking at the Hilton Aspire card, but I think I got to chill out for the time being. I'm currently sitting on the American Express every day, the gold, platinum, and the blue business cash every day. Ike, you'll have to let me know which one is your favorite American Express credit card, because what's so crazy is, originally I wanted the blue business cash. That was the credit card that I wanted first, because that one, I believe it doesn't have an annual fee on it as well. And then I had did the pre-qualification, and I did not pre-qualify for that one. I had pre-qualified for the American Express Everyday, the gold, and the platinum. And I think the blue business cash preferred, but see, it had a $95 annual fee on the second year, if I'm not making a mistake. And I was just like, you know what? I just want to get in the American Express ecosystem. So by it not having the annual fee, that's what I really liked about it. But see, the American Express everyday credit card, even though it's a pretty good card, for me, it's not that good because I'm not a grocery store type of person. So that's a grocery store card. So that's why I really didn't it's like I like it, but it's like now I'm not really using it. So yeah. Let me see. D said I canceled my Surpass a couple of weeks ago. Oh, wow. Okay, so you canceled that card to get the business Hilton. Wow, that's pretty good. Nino said American American Express pop-up jail is real. Dang. Let me see. He said, Miss Dalton said you need to wait at least 6 months. But see, this is the thing, Miss Dalton. Let me see. So it had been 16 months, I believe, since I had got the American Express every day. And it's almost coming up on a year that I had the American Express business, the blue business cash card. So I'm just like, dang, that ain't even right. Let me see. Miss DC said, I got the American Express. Oh, yes, I got into the American Express ecosystem, the Delta Sky Miles, and I did. And whoa, that one has the annual fee for $250. Oh no, it was a pre-approved offer, and the credit limit was 1,700, but I didn't want the fee. But I am in, yes. And see, that's the thing, because I really wanted to just get into the American Express ecosystem. And I feel like, especially when you get those pre-approved offers, because that's how I originally applied for the American Express Blue Business Cash. I got a welcome offer and it didn't have an annual fee on it. So that's why I really went for that one. But then after I had did that, then a lot of people were saying, well, you should have got the American Express Blue Business Cash Plus. And so, what's up, my sister? How are you doing? Thank you so much. Let me see. D said before I got the third. Oh, okay. I got it before the third. That's when the offer ended. And now I have you have the American Express Business Hilton and the Aspire. Yeah, the Aspire, I'm not gonna lie, the Aspire, it really looks like a good card, but I'm just like, D, I don't know how you do it. I know when we did that kind of like collab when we were talking about the annual fees, and like for myself, I think I have like 3,000. Hold on, wait. How many? No, 300. What am I talking about? 3,000? Like I would not have no 3,000 in annual fees. What am I saying, y'all? How many? I don't even think I have $400 in annual fees if I'm not making a mistake. And then I know D, he said I think maybe he had over 3 or 4,000. And I'm just like, man, but see, y'all definitely have to go over to his channel, because see, he's taking these trips and he's getting free, he's getting the rooms, he's getting the business class flights. So it's just like, on the one hand, if you're getting business class flights and then you're getting these nice rooms and things, it's just like, that's why I'm saying it's like I can't be cheap, because if I'm going to get it on the back end, you might as well go ahead and pay. And so, that's why I was telling y'all, because I was like, if I get the American Express Gold Card, because I have savings, and it's just like, is it really even about paying the $250? Because it's just like, in a month, like how much do I, $250 I spend like with not even thinking sometimes. So it's just like, sometimes I just be cheap for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, is it really even about the $250? But it's like, yes, on the one hand it is, because yes, on the first year, I feel like you're going to get it. But it's just like going forward for the second year and stuff like that. Since I have so many credit cards, am I going to be able to justify it? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Miss Dalton said, yes, those annual fees, they really be adding up. And then see, this is a funny thing too. It's like, and then because I want to say on my Chase Southwest credit card, y'all, they slapped that annual fee on there so quick last month, and I was just like, dang, I didn't even know it was coming around the corner. And so it's just like, oh man, that ain't right. But you gotta pay it off though. Let me see, the blue cash every day is not a business. Yeah, the blue cash every day. Yeah, that's not a business credit card. But see, when I was trying to apply for my first American Express credit card, that's the one I wanted. Because because he look, I was on Raj's channel, Points Blank Travel, and we were talking about it, and he was telling me about that one. And so I said, that's the one that I want. But then I said, you know what? I'm going to do the pre-qualify. And when I did the pre-qualify, I did not get qualified for it. So I was like, crap. So then I had to go ahead and get so then I just went ahead and got the everyday card. But Ike says, LOL. But my favorite American Express card is the Gold card. Yes, the 4 times the point multiplier for dining, which yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like every month. Oh my gosh. I'm like, for the whole year, I probably spend like $67,000 a year on food, going out to eat. Just going out to eat. But see, I'm not really going grocery shopping that much. But y'all, I did go grocery shopping yesterday. So I'm gonna cook. But for the most part, I'm gonna be eating out. And then he says his second is the platinum card. But I'm just like, ooh, man, that annual fee is too much. You know what? I had the Marriott Bonvoy from Chase because I really like Marriott. Marriott, that's my hotel. I love Marriott. But I had got the Marriott Bonvoy from Chase. I want to say, I don't know if it was 2019, but in 2020, I canceled it because it had the $95 annual fee on it. And then I wasn't using it that much. And so I canceled it. Let me see. Yeah, okay, yeah. D said he's around 3,000. That's what I'm like. I said I was around. Like, you already know I'm not nowhere around no 3,000. How did I even say that? Me nowhere around 3,000 in no annual fees. But I think it might be like 400. Jean said, yeah, it can't be cheap. What's up, Jean? Everything is going good. Having a good one. What did Rod say? Rod said, Tasha, I was about to say, I know you don't have no $3,000 no annual fee. Exactly. Rod, what am I even talking about? You already know I don't have no $3,000 annual fees. Like, that's crazy, y'all. It's no way I have no $3,000 in no annual fees. Not at all. Because let me see. I have it wrote down somewhere. So because I actually, the end of 2022, I had an $89 annual fee for the Chase ISG Premier, and I downgraded that one. And so now I don't have an annual fee, but my highest one right now is going to be the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card of $95. So I got the Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card, the Chase Southwest credit card that has a 69, the what else? The Navy Federal flagship, and that might be it. That might be it on the annual fees. Let me see. What did he say? He said, I'm actually on a trip right now in Houston at the Hilton and the American Express membership reward points. I had to stop in and support though. Thank you so much, D. I really appreciate it. Y'all definitely have to go over to his channel because y'all, he has so much good information. And that's what I'm saying. Like when I be over on his channel and I be seeing to where he be getting in, he be going to these he be getting these business class flights with that American Express Platinum credit card and then getting these hotels. I'm just like, dang, like that. I need to step my game up. But y'all know, I don't know about me sometimes. Let me see. I guess so. The annual fee pays for itself. But see, that's the thing. And see, I just feel like for myself, I can't say that the $250 pays for itself because with the the dining credit and then the Uber credit, that's just not within my natural spending. So that's why I say, and then it's just like, how much would I have to spend for the whole year to be able to justify it, for the second year? And so when I had did the math a while ago, for the first year, it was going to be good. But then for the second year, I felt like I was just going to be breaking even. And and then debt free dad be trying to get on me all the time, talking about I need to grow up and be an adult. But debt free dad, you just now getting an annual fee credit card, so that's not right. That is not right, debt free dad. Y'all should see it in the comments. He be trying to tell me to be an adult. That is so funny. I just be cracking up sometimes when y'all make comments and stuff. I be laughing over here, y'all. I be just laughing so hard because I would say debt free dad, and then let me see. I think HR, because he was just like, Tasha, like, you've been talking about this American Express Gold Card. When are you gonna pull the trigger? Like, come on, do it. And I just be laughing. I just be laughing so hard. Y'all just have me cracking up over here sometimes. Woo, let me see. 3K in fees would be, yes, that is a lot. Exactly. Yeah, that's way more than my mortgage. Let's see. All those, yeah, they add up. They do. They do. Let me see. Ike says, I was seeing better reviews on the Inspire than the Bonvoy. But see, you know what? I just feel like, especially on the front end with the Marriott credit cards, it's like their offers are not really that good, because usually it's going to be what? Like 75,000 points. But really, for a night stay, and because usually at the hotels that I usually go to, I would say it's usually like 35 to 50,000 for one night stay. So it's just like you're using up all those points compared to the Hiltons, the Hilton credit cards, especially with American Express. They're usually like 140, 150, 160,000. And so especially the one, they had 150,000. So I'm just like, you already know I want to do that, because if you can get 150,000 points, that's going to be pretty good. But then also it's really going to depend on the hotel chain, because I know with the, when I had the Chase Ice G, I was able to get several night stays with that one. Let me see. Michelle on a mission. What's going on? I think you're new to the channel. Welcome. The same thing happened to me. Now, Michelle, you'll have to let us know. Did you go ahead and accept the offer, or did you not get, since you were not going to get the welcome offer, did you not apply? I did not go ahead and accept it, because for me personally, I'm not applying for no credit card. And then especially that one had a $95 annual fee on it. No. Nope. Let me see. Drea. Exactly. I'm just like, man, get off. That ain't right. That is so funny. Miss Dalton says, I travel for a living and I prefer. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying, Miss Dalton. Oh my goodness. Like, I love the Marriott hotels. The Marriott, yes, I love the Westin. They are just really, really nice hotels. I just love it. I just love it. Let's see. You can get 40,000 points, and then in your let me see. You can get like 40,000 points, and then your second year you can get the gold card. Okay. Let me see. Jean says, if it was the rest. Gee, you already know. That's what I'm saying, because like in a whole year, that's what I'm saying. Like in a month, I probably spend like $500 dining, maybe even 600, y'all. Oh my God. And in dining a month. And see, because see, I'll be going out to eat. And then, last year I was doing the Factor 75 meals. And you know what, y'all? I was thinking, because it was around this time last year that I had started doing those Factor 75 meals. And I was like, y'all, I kind of want to start doing the Factor 75 meals again. But those things they were kind of expensive. And so I'm just like, I don't know, because that definitely would be like 600 or more a month for food. And so, but I did go to the grocery store yesterday. So I've been looking up some recipes on YouTube because it's like, I love watching cooking videos. But what's so funny though, I can cook. I can cook. And I used to love when I had cable, y'all, I would watch cooking shows all the time. And that's what I'm saying. I can cook. I can really cook. But it's like here, it's just like, I don't know, like the past couple of years, I just prefer to go out. And then like the other day, because I'm like, here in Nashville, it is so many good restaurants here in Nashville. It's so many good restaurants in Nashville. Let's see. Ike says, Ike says, I thought I was Ike, you heard me. I said it kind of slow because I didn't want to be judged about it. Ike says, I thought I was the only one who spent a month on eating out. But you know what? It's just like, on the one hand, like being one person, like I'm here one person. I feel like if it's within the budget, I don't think that it's anything wrong. I feel like you have to figure out for yourself what is good for you, so, but it's just like, y'all, on the one hand, I can't even say, like, on the weekends, I might go to kind of like other different kind of restaurants. But let's say like during the week, I can go to the same restaurant like 3 times. And it's so funny because like it's this Mexican restaurant up the street. Y'all, I could go to that Mexican restaurant. Like they know me there. They're always so nice to me and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I just love, I can go to the same things, but then, because especially like if I'm on my lunch break and all that kind of stuff, how you need something, kind of, but it's like, I'm not going to like fast food restaurants, but I'm going to like other restaurants. So most of the time, like if I go out, I can spend like $20. And see, like, say if I go out, like I'm spending my money on food. I'm not spending my money on like drinking. So it's just like, so that, I don't know, that makes it even worse. You know what I'm saying? That makes it even bad. Let me see. Debt Free Dad says last month. Okay, yeah. So on his One American Express, whoa, he transferred points over to his Marriott. Yeah. So I exchanged like 50K American Express points. Yes, because it was a good deal. He couldn't pass up. Yeah, and so that's the good thing. So I think that is a great way to look at it, because with American Express, and then you can transfer your points over, because I know especially with the American Express Gold card and then the American Express Platinum card, you can transfer it over to some of their partners, and then that's where it would really be good. So that's pretty good, Debt Free Dad. Let's see. Ike says he's in More. Let's see. Just hook on them Maryland crab cakes. You know what? It's just like, I don't eat seafood. So I eat like a lot of chicken for the most part. And I do like steak. And because there's this one place, Drea, we went once. What's the name of it? Because it's in the Cool Springs area, and I've been wanting to go, but it's like a pretty nice restaurant. But see, I remember the one time me, her, and a couple of our other friends, we went, and I spent like probably over $100 that night just for myself. So I'm not doing that like too many times, but but it's just like, if I go, like I do like going to nice restaurants, but then, like the Mexican restaurant, I would say it's my like favorite Mexican restaurant in Nashville. I don't know that there's another one that's my favorite. But let's see. What's up, Eric? How are you in Milwaukee for work? Oh my goodness, it's cold and snowing. Eric, I remember this has been some years ago when I went to my first basketball game in Milwaukee, and it was good. And I got on the jumbo screen too. So that was pretty fun, but it was cold, and I do not like the cold weather, y'all, because here in Nashville, even like it was sunny outside today. It was sunny outside yesterday, but it was kind of the wind was blowing and it was kind of chilly. And you know how it's kind of like that period to where it's kind of like warm one day, 80 degrees, and then it's like 60 degrees another day where you need the heat on in the house. So I'm just like, oh my goodness. Jean said, girl, even for the 4 for 4, drove up. Let's see, went to the window. Let's see, $7. Okay. Let's see, for the 4 for 4. But you know what? A 4 for 4. But I will say, for a minute there, I was because see, I really don't even go to Wendy's. I really don't even go to Wendy's. But the other day, because I feel like when my sister had came here, I don't know if it was for New Year's, and we had went to Wendy's and she had got one of those sandwiches and it was pretty good. And then I get the nuggets. I get the 4 nuggets. And y'all, those nuggets are so good. I love those nuggets at Wendy's. And then it's like if I don't have something in a while and then I go and then it's like I'll kind of go. So then it was just like I hadn't been to Wendy's in years, like years. And then it was like for a minute I was going. um Let me see. Baltimore North Ave for the chicken box. Woo, that's right up my alley because y'all, I can eat how the chicken, but it's just like I don't like hot chicken, even though I'm from Nashville. So I'll go to Prince's Chicken, but I won't get hot chicken. I'll just get the regular chicken. Let me see. Yes, Perry's. Yes. They have this steak restaurant, but I don't know. Is it? Yeah, it's a steak house. But they have good pork chops and things like that. But we had went to Perry's, and I really like Perry's. And so I really want to go back again because it's been a while. Yeah, probably go for lunch instead of dinner. Yep. So let's see. Yeah, that's a really good deal for transferring those Marriott points. So that's really good. Let's see. Eric says the cold and the snow, the cold and the snow following me from Minnesota, where I live. Whoa, Perry. Wow. Now that is some cold weather. And y'all probably still, yeah, you still got snow there. And it's just like, I really do not like the cold weather. Yeah, back in my Copenhagen. Wow, that is pretty good. Let's see. Eric says, did you check out the Wells Fargo autograph? Let's see. That's the best card for you if you want. Yeah, I haven't looked into it yet. I am gonna look into it. I feel like, since I had applied for, the Capital One venture, and basically I had got denied for it, even though they had approved me for the venture rewards. And then when I tried this, I was like, man, I need to take a break because maybe I just need to take a break for it. Maybe I need to garden for a little bit. I don't know. Because see, that was the whole point, because I was just like, well, I haven't applied for any personal credit cards in 16 months. And so I was just like, I wanted to get me another personal credit card because, I was telling y'all that in 2022, I wanted to take an all points trip. So using all of my points to go to Puerto Rico. And in December, I had really planned it and I had booked it and everything. And so I was going to stay at the La Concha, but then I ended up canceling it because I was ended up going to go by myself. And it's just like, I really didn't want to go by myself, And so I had ended up canceling it. And so I said I was going to, I wanted to accumulate some more points. So I wanted to accumulate some more points, but I have enough for probably by now, I'll probably have enough for about 7, maybe 7 days. So that's pretty good. Let's see. Ike said, what is your take on the built rewards card? I was looking hard into that. Now, I might do a video on that because I kind of have been looking at the built credit card. But see, let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Because y'all know I'll mess some stuff up trying to. Let me see. Uh-oh. I was looking at that card, but I was just like, you can't get a lot of points on that one. Let me see. The built card. Let's see. Built credit card. Okay. Ooh, I really like the site. What's up, Caesar? How are you doing? So I know Caesar is gonna be starting a channel really soon. So we'll have to go over to his channel because y'all, Caesar, he always got some pretty good comments on, and giving a lot of good information, when I'm talking about credit cards and the comments and stuff. And so, yeah. Okay, let me see. Let's see. It doesn't look. Let me see. Maybe I'm not going to be able to. But see, this one, I think that this is a really good card for, especially with paying your rent, because you're going to have to pay your rent every month. And to be able to earn points, and plus they have 3 times the points on dining, 2 times the points on travel, and then 1 times the points on rent payments without transaction fees. So that is really good. 1 times the points up to 100,000 points a calendar year, and it doesn't have an annual fee. So I definitely feel like to be able to pay your rent, because here lately, what's the average cost of rent? It's probably over $1,200. So I feel like that would be right up the alley of being able to get, let's see, 1,200 times 12. I think you would really be able to rack up the points that way. And then you would have 1 times the points for that. So I really think that that's good. And then here, let me see if I can share. Let me see. What did Jean said? Which card lets you pay your car notes and mortgage? So I don't think any credit card will just let you pay your mortgage. And even for me, when I had my car notes, especially, and not get any transaction fees. And I think that's why the built credit card is good, especially for rent. Because to be able to pay your rent, which is going to be your largest expense on your credit card, and get points, that's where you want to be, so that you don't have to get any points. Because normally, I would only do it if, let's say I was applying, if I had a credit card and I was trying to get my points, and you could go over to the plastic, and they are a third-party servicer where you can pay your rent, your car, your you can pay so many things. You can pay child support, you can pay taxes, you can pay all of that kind of stuff with your credit card. But I believe now the transaction fee It's either between 2.75 and 3.375, if I'm not making a mistake, because I hadn't been on the site in a while. And so, but it's just like if you're gonna get a fee on top of it, then that's where it really doesn't, make it worth it. And so if I would use it only like at the last resort, if I was trying to get something, but I had points to where I wasn't being charged any of the transaction fees. So that's why it made it a little bit worth it for me with plastic. But let's say, especially not with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, because I feel like with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase had that one locked down to where you couldn't do no, the spending that kind of way. And then, but with I want to say when I had the Chase IHG Premier, I was able to pay my mortgage with the MasterCard, and I didn't have any problems with that. And I believe one time I had used one of my Navy Federal credit cards, but when I tried to use that Chase Sapphire Preferred, it only let me do like $100, so it wasn't good. Let me see if I can pull up this really quick. Let me see, because this doesn't. Let me see if I can. Oops. Stop sharing. There we go. Let's see if I can share it now. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so hold on. Let me see. What did Caesar say? So Caesar says double points don't apply to the rent payments. Ooh, and it also has an $800 cell phone protection. So let's take a look at it. So what he was talking about, it says get double points on the first, even more on rent day. Oh, so it'll be 6 times the points on dining, 4 times the points on travel, 2 times the points on other purchases except rent. Now, wow. Now, this is going to be pretty good, because if you can get 6 times the points on dining on the first, that's pretty good. And so it doesn't have an annual fee, and that's really good. No annual fee. 1 times the points on rent payments without transaction fees. That's where it's at. 2 times the points on travel, 3 times the points on dining. And it says use the card 5 times each statement. Okay, period, to earn points. Earn points on rent at any apartment. So that's really good. Pay rent and earn points at any apartment without transaction fees. I feel like right there, if I had let me see, if I had rent, I would most definitely, because basically on this example right here, the rent payment was $1,500 and they earned 1,500 points. So that's going to be a lot of points that you're going to be earning every month. And then there's no transaction fee. So to me, this is a win-win for that. So some of the benefits are you can do the trip cancellation and interruption protection. So this is up to $5,000 reimbursement for non-refundable passenger fares if your trip was interrupted or canceled for a covered reason. Wow, that's pretty good. Yep. And then the auto collision damage waiver, that's pretty good, because like when I had rented the Tesla, I called it the Telly. When I rented the Telly, I used my Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and I didn't get the collision protection through Hertz. I used it through, so I used my Chase Sapphire Preferred credit card because it had the it had the collision insurance. So that's really good. And so then this one has no foreign transaction fees, and then you get Lyft credits. Wow. So three rides in 1 calendar month. So you get a $5 lift credit with your built credit card. So that's pretty good. Let me see. Okay. Uh-oh. So Jean says, Ike, how do you okay. Hold on. Caesar says $800 cell phone protection is great for zero. I think that's good. Let's see. Paying rent with a credit card with only 30%. Okay. Hmm. Well, I think that but see, this is the thing. As long as you pay the credit card off and you are not going over 30%, then I think it would be worth it. As long as you are not paying interest on the credit card. So that's a big thing. So like for me, even if I'm saying to pay your rent or your mortgage or any of your or anything, eating out and all that kind of stuff, because if you are using a credit card and you're paying interest, then you're really just breaking even on your points. So you really don't want to pay interest. Now, I'm not saying for myself, especially like when I was in college and stuff, and even after college, you know what I'm saying? I done paid my fair share of interest, but for the past like 5 or 6 years, I haven't paid interest on a credit card. Um, let's see. Caesar said, plus you get trip cancellation. But the big thing is, because it does say that it has to be for one of the covered reasons. So I really would want to know what are the covered reasons to see if, it would be worth it. But I really think that it was I still think that it's good. Let me see. Eric says never rent a Tesla. Eric already did it. That is so funny because y'all, when I had so my car, y'all, my car, the transmission had ended up going out on my car. And so this was like a few weeks ago, but I did a video on my experience with driving the Tesla. But so I was driving and I'm just like, man, I don't know. My car is acting up kind of because it's just like I understand my car. And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm not gonna drive it and I'm going to see about renting a car. So then there's Hertz right up the street. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna see if I could rent it from Hertz because normally I'll rent it from Enterprise, but I was just like, I could just walk right up the street. And so when I went on the site, they had Teslas on there, and I was just like, dang. But it was only like $50. So I was able to rent a Tesla for like a couple of days, and it was only like $144. And but I will say, because I said for renting it, I don't know. But I think now I would probably ask more questions because see, this is so funny because somebody had made a comment here recently, and I'm just like, sometimes people they be making comments, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure in the video I said I had, because I had rented it, I was excited. I didn't watch no videos or anything, and I just rented it because once I saw it, I was like, I want to rent a Tesla. So I did. I rented it because I always wanted to ride in a Tesla, but I didn't never say drive it. So I was able to drive one for like $50, $52 a day. And so, probably I can say I should have did more research on it, but I was just like, hey, just do it. And so once I got there, like they were just so busy and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't like they just gave me the key. And then once I had got in the car, I was like, y'all, this might not have been a good idea because I couldn't figure out how to put it in park. I was just like, I can't figure out it's like how the accelerator, because I said gas in the last video and somebody's like, well, it's not gas, it's the accelerator. And I'm just like, y'all know I'm just I'm just so used to saying gas. And so I was just cracking up. And so because you got the accelerator and the brake, and I was just like, really, you don't need the brake. But so that was funny. But I'll tell you, besides the, and I would say, especially for a rental, doing the charging, besides the charging, like if I had my own charger at home, it probably would be great. I probably would have a great experience, because I would tell you, driving the Tesla, driving the Telly, y'all, this was like the best car on the interstate ever. And it was the fastest car I ever driven. And I'm just like, that Tesla will go. I'm just like, man, it was just so good driving it on the interstate. So driving it on the interstate was really good. And it was like the more I drove it, then it was just like I understood the car a little bit better, and it kind of really worked. Let me see. Ike says, I learned my lesson after bankruptcy to carry. Let's see. I learned my lesson after bankruptcy to carry any balance on any of my credit cards. LOL. I'm only utilizing one. Yup. 1 to 2% on a regular basis. And that's how I am. Like, usually I'm at like 1 or 2%, really like 1%. But I just pay mine off. Like, sometimes I will, because it really depends. I like to leave a balance to let it report, especially, let's say, if I'm going to be applying for credit cards, especially with Chase, because that's how I ended up kind of getting denied but approved for the Chase stuff I prefer, because they said I had low usage. Because basically, well, one, it wasn't like I was just using them all the time, but if I use it, I'll just pay the credit card off as soon as I made a purchase on it. And so now what I do is I let it report to the credit union, the credit bureau. I let it report to the credit bureau, and then I'll pay it off right after the statement date. But I'm not paying any interest on the credit card. So that's what I like to do. Let me see. Eric says, girl, you should have hit. Let me see, girl, you should have hit me up first. Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. Oh man, it's just like, y'all, I just saw it on there. Tesla, $52. And I said, I'm gonna do it. And then once I got there, and then I got it, and then it only had like 75% back, it only had 75% charge. And then, finding a charging station, because it was a charging station not too far from where I live. But then it was just like the other places that I was driving to, they had like the other charging station, but not a charging station for the Tesla. So that was messing me up. And so, but besides the charging, like everything else, like you cannot tell me it is like driving a Tesla. I'm telling you, it was like the best thing. It was like the best thing. And it just seemed like the more I drove the car, because it's like when I had originally was driving the car, because it's so funny, because I had drove the Tesla, and then when I had took my car to the dealership, they ended up giving me a Nissan Rogue. And I was like, man, none of these cars, like I have a Hyundai Tucson. And I was like, my speaker system or whatever, it sounds so good compared to it. So at first I was like, man, that Tesla system, I'm like, what kind of do we have Bose? Like, what kind of system does it have in it? Because I'm just like, it's not hitting like mine. But then it seemed like, because I don't think that I had changed any of the settings, but it seemed like as I drove it, it seemed like we became one. And it was just, man, it was just like I was just getting more and more comfortable in the car. And it was, but I just did not like that I had to, the charging stations were kind of far, and then I could only charge it up to 50%. And so I was just like, oh my goodness. Let me see. Jean says, and Jean, look, I was like one of those, on those videos where they be driving fast. Like, that's how I was. I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I was like, it was like you were going from 0 to 60. Woo, I'm telling you, like on the interstate. And then it's like now when I see, especially like when you're getting on the ramp, and then I see the Teslas, they be like all the way up there. I'm just like, man, you better. Oh man. Let's see. Buy a Tesla if you have a garage and can charge it at home. You know what? So funny, Eric, because I was telling my dad, because my dad was like, let me see. Debt free dad, you have a good one. Thank you so much for joining. It was so funny, Eric, because my dad, because I was just like raving over the Tesla, and my dad was just like, "Am I gonna give me a Tesla now?" And I was just like, "Oh man," I'm just like, "I don't know," because see, my car is paid off, and I'm just like, I would not want to have to pay a car note. And I was like, "Dad, like when I'm walking the neighborhood, because I live in a townhome subdivision, and so like maybe like 2 units down, the man he charges his Tesla. So he charges his Tesla and we don't have a garage. And so I was like, Dad, I could still get a Tesla and I could just charge it, but it'd be on the sidewalk, like the line be on the sidewalk. But I just walk over it. And it was so funny because I was like, I thought somebody in the neighborhood had a Tesla, but it wasn't on my side. And even though I walk the neighborhood and I pretty much know all of my neighbors for the most part, I was just like, but I was just like, I don't know them enough to that kind of would be weird to ask somebody to use their charger. But I was just like, man, I was just like, if you had your own charging at home, then I could see how the Tesla. I'm just like, but I really like the Model 3. That's what I had rented, and then the Model S. But I'm just like, a Model S is really more my personality because I don't know. It's like the Model S, like when I see a Model S, is just so I just love it. And then especially if it's like black and then it has tinted windows. Woo! I'm just like, man, but I'm just like, I don't know. So, because I was like, well, I'll have to see how much is it to purchase a Tesla. But and then I was because my sister and my dad, they was laughing at me because like my car only cost 20,000. And I was just like, y'all, that was like trying to do it, get a car for 20,000. Because I remember when I was going to look, because my dad was like, well, I should have got the check from Navy Federal for more than 20,000. But I was just like, no, because my cutoff was I did not want to get a car over 20,000, and I did not. And it was so funny. So I was just like, I'm pretty sure the Tesla was like 40 or 60,000. I'm just like, ooh, that's a little bit too much for me. And so I was just like, nah, I wouldn't be able to do that. Miss Dalton said that her next car is gonna be a hybrid. Yeah, I'm just like, I really enjoy riding I really enjoy driving the Tesla. It's really nice. But it was kind of weird a little bit because I have the Tucson, the Hyundai Tucson, so that's an SUV. So when I first started riding on the interstate, I was like, whoa, it's like I was so low in the Tesla. I was just like, wow, that was so low. So I had to get adjusted again to driving, just like a regular car. But it was good. It was so good. And I even because even like the parallel parking, because I'm like the worst at kind of parallel parking, and I'll scratch like the hubcaps and all that kind of stuff. But I did pretty good the one time, because how I guess like when you really really need to, then you can. But sometimes like me backing up, it's like I'd be so crooked. It'd be so funny, y'all. I'm just like, it is hilarious. So I'm just like, I don't know. But yep. So we've been on here about an hour. But so I'm probably gonna get out of here a little bit in a little bit. Let me see. Jean says I will stick to my Honda Turbo and said it will last forever. Exactly, but I'm pretty sure you got it juiced up and everything, especially since it's turbo. And then you can put like a whole lot of miles, but it's just like, you know what? I have not put 100,000 miles on a car yet. And it's just like, I do want to put 100,000 miles on a car, but we'll have to see. Because like my Hyundai Tucson, I got it in 2021, and I just have 22,000 miles on it right now. So it takes me a while to get a whole lot of miles on a car. But my other car, well, the one car that I had, I think it was like 14 years maybe. And I didn't even have like I think I might have had like 85,000 miles on it. So it's just like I'm not really putting a whole lot of miles on a car. But it would be nice to put like 100,000 on there. Well, thank you so much for joining, Miss Dalton, and I appreciate your input because now I don't feel as bad, but it's just like I really didn't hear people talking about not getting the not being able to get in the offer. I really hadn't heard anybody talking about that. So definitely thank you. And I hope that you have a great rest of the night and have a great rest of the week. And then Jean says, I have a 2007 with 350,000 miles on it, still running good. Man, that is so amazing to be able to put that many miles on a car. Because I'm just like, with my Honda Tucson, I'm just like, whoa, am I going to keep that one for, because I have a 10-year warranty. And I'm just like, I'm so glad that this one had good warranty on it, because I had to get a transmission. I had to get a new transmission. And so they had kept my car for like 2 weeks, and I thought they were going to keep it until May. And then they called me last week. So last Tuesday, they called me and I got the car back. But I'm just like, I'm so glad that I had a good warranty on it, because I would not want to have to pay for a new transmission. Let's see. Eric says the best rentals are Altimas, the best mileage. Wow. I don't know that I have driven an Altima, but I always thought that they were really cute. Yeah, I always thought that they were really cute. Oh, okay. No problem. No problem at all. I still got it. Yeah, but I say like most of the cars that I've had, because I had that I had my Pontiac Sunfire. I called it Spitfire. Man, that thing would go, y'all. That thing would that I love that car. And I had it for 14 years. And I really didn't want to get another car, y'all. It was so funny. But it was like something like the gear shaft or something had the gear rod had broke. And then because my dad was like, you just need to go ahead and get a new car. And so I had donated the car to the Kidney Foundation. And y'all, don't you know, probably I don't know how many months later, I ended up seeing the car. I was driving down the street and I saw somebody driving down the street with it. And then by this time I had got another car and I had a card note. And I'm like, dang, they driving my car and they don't even have a car note. And then I have a car note, because when I saw the car, I was just like, that looks like my car. And then I had got into an accident and I had like this little dent on there. Even though I had went to get the dent fixed, it was still where you could kind of see it a little bit. And so I knew it was my car. And I was just like, whoa, wow. They better take good care of it. Let me see. When I had my BMW, that card, you know what, Gene? That's how my Pontiac Sunfire. It's like my I don't know if it was like after year 10. I don't know if it was 10 or what, because I had the car 14 years. I think it was almost 15. And my check engine light came on all the time. But what's so funny, Gene, is that whenever it was time for me to go through emissions, I would put I would put a fresh tank of gas in there, drive around a little bit, and the check engine light would go off, and then it would be like just enough time for me to go through, and then probably like soon as I would finish, then that's where the light would come back on. So I always was able to get through emissions, even though my check engine light was always on. So that was so funny. So I was just like, me and that car, we were like one. Like I love that car. But my dad, he was like, because it was just like, I had done had the car for so long. And it was just like, you need to get a new car. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to get a new car. And so because he was like, I was being cheap. So y'all, it's really in my blood, kind of. So I'm just like, I don't know, because it's like I feel like I'm pretty Like let's say like my car and all that kind of stuff. I would say I'm pretty like I don't know what's the word. Like I don't have to have like the even like a Tesla. Like I wouldn't have to get a Tesla, but then after me driving a Tesla, then I'm just like, man, I really need to get one. But before that, I'm just like I'm good with the car, but I love the car that I have now. And so then let's say when I got the Hyundai Tucson, now that I have like heated seats and all that kind of stuff, yeah, and then we're automatic windows and all that, I'm just like, man, I'm doing pretty good. Let me see. Pontiac, Saturns, Mercury, and the Oldsmobile. Yeah, they were built to last. And that's why you still see them on the road, even though they discontinued. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. So, like this, so my Hyundai Tucson, y'all, I got that car brand new. That car is not even 3 years old, and you're telling me that I have to get a new transmission? Like that is not even right. You see what I'm saying? That is not even right. But then, like my Pontiac Sunfire, that car, I got that car brand new, and I had that car 14 years. That car did not give me any trouble until at the 14th year. And then when the gear shaft, and it's like technically, I probably could have put $1,000 or $2,000 in that car, and I could have kept driving it. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody else is driving that car, and I bet they still driving that car. So I was just like, because it's just like I don't know that since. Because like on the one hand, with me having to get a new transmission on a car that's not even 3 years old, it's just like on the one hand, I don't know how I feel about that. It hadn't really sunk in all the way because I feel like it was a lot of other stuff going on around that time, and it really didn't sink in. But it's just like on the one hand, I feel like they need to give me a new car because I'm just like, but see, the only thing is, since they were able to fix it, but I'm just like, but see, on the one hand, even though they fixed it, and so it's like I'm driving it because it's almost going on a week, but it's like when I first got the car back, y'all, I was just like, man, it's like I feel like I can hear, it's not like a noise, but it's like I feel like the car was so quiet before. And so I'm just like, I don't know. Let me see. Jean says, Eric, you are right. Yeah, cars now are not built to put a lot of miles on it. But see, that's where, and my sister, she said the same thing. But see, that's where, because see, when I was looking for cars, and then that's why I got the Hyundai, because they had a good warranty on it. Because like for the first 3 years, it said that I would not, like I haven't had to pay for any of my my maintenance to get my oil changes and stuff. But see, the thing is, they only want you to get so many. So it's just like, I feel like let's say if you had high mileage, they really only want you to get so many, because on the one hand, when I had got my last oil change, I really kind of had to, I'm not saying I was just like fussing all the way, but kind of a little bit, because he gonna say that was gonna be my last oil change. I'm like, how's this gonna be my last oil change? That's not right. Because you guys said I would get free oil changes and all that kind of stuff for 3 years. So to me, that means 3 years to when I purchased the car. But then they were saying like mileage. So I was just like, well, that's not right, because nobody explained it. And then it's not until when you're saying this is my last one that now you want to explain it to me. But when I was getting my oil changes, nobody said anything, because they said that they said I was bringing the car to get the oil changes too soon, because basically, since I don't put a lot of miles on the car, I feel like you should get an oil change at least every 6 months, even if you don't have the miles. But they were saying that basically I shouldn't. But see, somebody should have told me a lot sooner. But they said that I can still get one more oil change. So we'll have to see. But I'm glad that I got my car back, because when I got it back, I'm just like, man, this car is just for me, because I love it. But we're just gonna have to see, because make sure that it's not making a noise and all that kind of stuff. But, since I only had the car for 3 years, not even 3 years, it's going to be 3 years in October. And I already had to get I had to get a new transmission. I'm just like, that is just not right to me. So, but all right, y'all, let me see. Miss DC says exactly. Yeah, if they last too long, they wouldn't make any money. Yeah, they want to keep people spending money. But see, I think that's why you have to get a good warranty on a car so that you have a good bumper to bumper, and then you have a good like for your transmission and all the other kind of stuff. So, I think that's good. But all right, y'all. I hope that you guys have a great night. Let's see. Eric, he said that applies to everything. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that does apply to everything. You guys, I had to get a new water heater, but because I guess they say that usually a water heater will last about 10 years, but technically I feel like mine lasted about almost 16 years. And so the one that I got a 6-year warranty, but I bought an extended warranty. So I think I'll have 11 years. So, yeah. So I had to make sure. So I had to go back up to Home Depot so that I could get the little thing because I couldn't find my receipt. And I needed to get the little number so that I can call to make sure I could set up everything for the extended warranty and everything. So I'm just like, I don't know. Just called corporate Honda trying me like that on my battery and said it was bad at 37,000 miles. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. And it's just like, yeah. And it's like, really, when the man called me and he said that he was going to give me one more oil change, but I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like I deserve 2 more, I think, because I feel like I should get however many oil changes until 3 years. And I probably should have fought it a little bit more. And usually I will. So I don't know. Let me see. Car shields for cars, home shields for home appliance and mechanics. Yeah, so I'll look that up. Y'all are so smart. Let me see. Whoa. Jean says, my dad went through 3 refrigerators in 5 years. Ooh, wow. All right. Well, I hope that y'all have a good rest of the night and a good rest of the week. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining.